I had a nice vacation weekend. I ended up going to Catalina to do a show. I'll give you my thoughts on Catalina. And
Is that where your vacations are at these days? You know what I mean? Like it's show related, whether it's...
You've met him, yes?
Yes, I have, but I'm saying, the world's your oyster.
Well, don't tell August you're going on vacation. He'll book something.
I've heard you're literally a millionaire.
Well, I love Catalina. It's beautiful. A lot of people live in SoCal and have been here their whole lives and never get to Catalina. It's the boat trip on the Catalina Express is literally 60 to 70 minutes. It's about an hour-long trip. I think it's like $36 or something for the ticket. It's there. Like you can get there fast. You can get there easy. And then when you're there, you're on an island. Like it's not Maui, but it's 71% of Maui.
And it's upscale.
It's upscale. It's nice. The water's clear. I realized I love boating people, and I don't love boating people because I love boats. It's the mentality. They're sitting there. They're talking from boat to boat. They're all parked in the harbor. They got their beers out. They're playing their music. Their kids are like jumping off the top and down, and they're filming them and stuff. And it's a mindset. You know what I mean? It's the exact opposite of all the Carollas. This thing of like, it costs money, and you could look at it as a waste of time or a waste of fuel or a waste of everything, but you're just parked in the harbor, Catalina, like enjoying life. It's like guys wearing flip-flops and drinking and just having a good old time.
Those guys do not feel like they wasted their day.
No, it's lovely. I took a tour of the island, which I've never done before, like a Jeep tour. Ooh. It is, so a couple things about Catalina, and then I'll tell you about a visit with my mom. Oh, and hot love boat talk, too.
Okay.
The island, once you get out of the harbor and back into the trails of the island, is a desert, man. I mean, it really feels somewhere between L.A. and Arizona. It's just cactus and dust. I mean, it is the definition of a desert island. And I think it's like 26 miles from Long Beach. I think it's like 8 miles across and maybe 22 deep or something. It's big enough. It's
part of the Long Beach School District.
Oh, is it?
It is. Because we established they have a school on there. It's part of Long Beach.
Yeah, there's some trucks on there, some cars. They used to all be golf carts, and I guess people working and stuff like that. But
Amazon.
It's interesting.
Gotta get your Amazon.
It was bought in 1919 by the Wrigley family.
Okay.
So he owns it, and they still own it. Most of it has been given away into some sort of environmental conservatorship, but they still have like 11% of it. It was bought in 1919 for, I think, $3 million, the whole island. But there really wasn't...
King's ransom
I can't get a house in North Hollywood for $3 million.
There wasn't anything there at the time. There's a lot of tents, a lot of fishing, and little things I didn't know. For instance, Hollywood would do a lot of filming on the island because
they needed a beach scene, washed up ashore,
or a desert.
They could do the beach or the desert. They could do the cowboy western thing once they got off the beach, or if they wanted to do the beach, they could sub it for Tahiti. Now, also people are like, how they get so many bison on this island?
That's the legend.
How did the bison get onto this island?
They're aquatic animals.
And the way the bison got onto the island is in the 1920s, some Hollywood producer guy was filming a Western there, and he brought over bison.
Please tell me he just left him there out of laziness or cheapness.
He, according to our guide, Tom, he brought over like 11 or 12 male bison, and they didn't get along that well. And as soon as they got them off the barge, they just sort of scattered. And then the producer basically said to Wrigley, like, hey, there's these bison, and they got away, and they're just sort of roaming around out there. And Wrigley sort of went, well, it seems good. Like, it seems like a good tourist attraction or something. So why don't we bring over 10 or 15 female bison, and next thing you know, we'll have herds of bison running around. I saw bison. They're pretty majestic. They're kind of majestic because they have all this big, thick fur around their head that goes like sort of halfway down their back.
Mane.
Yeah, like it's the pelt you'd see the Indian wrapped himself in, and then the rest is just sort of horse. after that. But that was kind of cool.
Is the boat scene rich man, poor man over there, where it's, it's obviously the weekend getaway guys, but also like day fishermen, or is it rich man, rich man?
It's rich man, but it's got the mega yachts, and I don't mean mega yachts, although our tour guide said Jerry Jones pulled up in his owner of the Cowboys, this 300-footer, a couple of weekends ago. But it's basically some pretty expensive, nice-sized yachts, and then some smaller family, whatever, but everyone's got a couple of nickels to rub together. I played the Descanso Beach basically club. There's just a beautiful club there, and I played outdoors, and they were playing yacht rock. They had live yacht rock band, and then me and blah blah blah. And
is it a venue, or is it like a place that they converted?
Yeah, it's an outdoor space that has cabanas and stuff like that. And they kind of converted it. They put a stage, but the stage faces the harbor, so I got to just sort of normally you just look at you look at the back of the club.
The porta potties.
It's just Chris sitting there with his arms folded, not amused.
Nibbling on something.
Giving you the wrap it up.
And you can hear Mike August ordering food in the back of you from the green room because they left the door open. And this is you just looking out into the harbor as the sun goes down. So that was nice. I had a...
Did you go solo or bring the kids?
Solo, and met Mike and his kids there.
A romantic getaway with Mike.
Okay, that makes sense.
And that was kind of fun seeing Mike run around with his kids. Nice. Then had this exchange when I was leaving. I was trying to do something with my ticket at the kiosk, which is at the port where the boat pulls in. So where the boat pulls in, where the ferry pulls in, they have the kiosk, and that's mans the couple of gals who are in there. And so I wanted to switch my ticket to an hour earlier or something like that. Nuts and bolts. Don't need to get into that. But I was standing outside. It was warm. It was 85, 90 degrees, wind blowing, sun shining. And I was standing outside the kiosk talking to the woman who was masked up through the plexiglass, and I said, I'm going to change my ticket to an earlier, and she's like, you got to put a mask on.
Oh, boy.
And I said, I don't have a mask, because you're just walking around the beach, essentially, and they're pretty loose with the masks over there. Everyone has something. Every restaurant and bar has something put up in the window, but that's just there because they don't want to get into trouble.
Yeah.
But people are just walking in and walking out.
Any direction you're in an offshore breeze.
Yeah,
so it doesn't really matter.
I'm outdoors and she's indoors, and we have this sheet of plexi between us.
That's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
So sort of like buying a ticket at a movie theater. And she's like, you got to get your mask on. And I go, I don't have my mask, but can we just change this thing? And she goes, I can sell you a mask.
Oh, I see the racket.
I said, how much? Because
my daughter makes these at camp.
Speaking of camps, there's been 2 camps. There's been, you forgot your mask, and the person at the restaurant who's doing the seating or the greeting pulls one out and hands it to you.
Every single place I've been that orders you to wear them, has a mask to give you. God forbid you should not have
Or they don't. And then you just go, let's pull your shirt up and go sit down, and then you can drop it off because it's all science after all. And she goes, I'll sell it to you. I go, how much? And she's like, $1.50. Now, I don't know where the 50 cents comes from.
Specific.
Yeah, but that seems like a little bit of gouging because I feel those little paper masks, they don't set them back that much. So I said, okay, I want to get this ticket thing done, but this feels weird to me that I'm buying. First thing I gotta do is buy a mask from you when I'm outdoors and you're sitting in your habit trail. And she was crabby and bitchy. This, by the way, is what happens when dumb people finally get their juice. Like, this is a person that gets $13 an hour. Nobody ever listens to her. She was not the belle of anyone's ball. But in this particular exchange,
queen.
She's got all the hand.
And the mask.
The hand and the mask. So she's crowing at me to get a mask. So I then just look around and I see a mask on the pavement.
No, you don't.
Oh, hell.
Beat the man.
Hell yes. So I picked the mask up.
Someone's discarded mask.
Oh, maybe discarded. Maybe it fell out of their pocket. I don't. Maybe they sneezed.
Maybe a stork dropped it
Maybe
for
they
you.
sneezed so hard it blew off them. But either way, I just go, oh, hey, there's a mask. So I pick up the mask and I strap it on haphazardly, of course. I'm not going to give her the satisfaction of pulling it up correctly.
You showed her.
And then I go, and then she goes, I go, all right, now can I do this ticket? And she goes, yeah. So then I sighed, wait a minute, I should push the envelope a little here. So I said, what happens if I want a sip of my water?
Oh, my God.
Because now I'd have to pull the mask down. And she goes, you can't do it. She says, you can't have any of your water. Now, that's probably not public. That's probably not their policy. At that point, I think I'd gotten to a no man's land
Yeah.
with her.
There's two women on the earth that hate you. It's the flight attendant and this woman. I don't know. It's
I'd
everybody
like
else.
to think there's more than that.
Yeah.
I'll
Definitely.
I'll circle back
Absolutely.
to circle back to my mom who came over for
God.
a visit and hadn't seen the grandkids in quite some time. And we were sitting there talking about muffins and nothing and zero and nothing. And at some point I had to goose the kids, like, Sonny, come out. You have to say hi. You have to pretend, like you have some sort of relationship here for 5 minutes, and then you can get on with your life. He's pretty dutiful. So he came on and said hi. And this is the interesting part. Now we've gone down. My mom has successfully been around long enough to discourage the next generation of Carollas in whatever their endeavors were. So she said, what are you up to these days? And then
Run. It's a trap.
Sonny proudly announced, I'm doing a podcast. And she said, I don't know anything about podcasts. And then we changed the subject. Point is this, lots of thoughts. One is, her son has been making a living doing podcasting for coming up on 13 years now. So you could know something about podcasts. Then as I posed this hypothetical...
Your name is almost synonymous with podcasting.
I said this to Dr. Drew, who all I do is wait for my mom. I see her taillights going down the driveway. I always call Drew and I go, oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Because Drew loves the emotional talk, but he likes the medical talk too.
Okay.
Because my mom has Parkinson's, and the question was, what's going on with the Parkinson's? Because my dad has a dusting of Parkinson's. My mom has some Parkinson's. But, when you get to 88, 90 years old, then shit happens. She said, don't worry, it's not hereditary. I said, nice. Okay, good. She said, I said, well, then what causes it? And she said, toxins. And I thought, oh, good. Drew's going to love the toxin.
From heaven.
He loves the toxin talk with my mom.
Toxins.
Well, the reason now you say, why does it seem hereditary?
Well, okay. Why does it seem hereditary?
Because the same families grow up in the same toxin-filled environment.
Yes,
so I had the house with the lead paint, and we didn't have a microwave, but we could have. That would have been, but the TV set, the
rays.
gamma rays come from the TV set, whatever it is.
It would seem to me mass men on the ground have many more toxins than the gamma rays coming out from TV set.
Well, my point is,
you made it this far.
It's caused by toxins.
Wow. What did Drew think of that?
He always gets a good laugh out of toxins because he loves toxins because toxins.
It's a catch-all.
It's not only that, it's everything that he hates about lay people, which is your average 41-year-old chick who's doing the goat yoga and who gets a massage but has to hydrate because the toxins are being released from her body, knows way more about toxins than Dr. Drew does. That's a fact. That's the fact. That's the beauty of it. And it's a metaphor for why he doesn't want to be a doctor because he has to argue with people about toxins that don't exist. But anyway.
Right.
So I called Drew and I was explaining to him that Sonny got fragged by my mom's. I don't know what this thing is either. And then so I said this to Dr. Drew. I said, percentage. What percentage of moms to the son who has the plaque that says Guinness Book of World Records most downloaded podcast would announce they know nothing of podcasting more than a decade into their son's career.
There's only two numbers, 0 100.
My mom would go on would take on a second career, go on a speaking tour to tell people about her daughter's world record hold.
Well, I will get drunk and accost her at your wedding.
Oh, good.
So then I sort of, it's full circle for me as I realize this is a good fitting tribute and end to my professional career with my mom, which is when my career started, and this was about 3-4 years into my career. This is where my mom famously announced, "Can anyone give me one good reason why I should get basic cable?" Yeah. Of course, I had 2 shows at that time on basic cable.
2 good reasons.
One was every night for an hour, but okay, that was the beginning because we didn't have podcasting back then. So 20 some odd years ago, it's why should I get cable? And now it's what is podcasting? And then that's it. Mm-hmm. I think everything else is sort of filled in. And we've made it to the end.
Patterns establish itself. Mm-hmm. People are predictable.
I'm actually shocked Sonny fell for it, but you got to start somewhere.
Oh, come on. He's young and idealistic.
Yeah.
So then other thoughts. So Wrigley is an interesting dude. Also, Wrigley, who owned Wrigley Field, and I guess he owned the Cubs on his family.
What about the gum?
That's where he started, but I don't know. I mean, I told, I didn't take a dive. I told Dawson, find out about this guy. He's an interesting chap. Came out here, you're a rich guy. You don't want to hang out in Chicago in the winters. I guess he came out, hung out in Pasadena.
Bought a fucking island. Was
building hotels and doing stuff like that in L.A. and Pasadena and stuff, and then bought the island. But it seemed like kind of a, not the industrial sort of mega dude of that time who was, penny miserly and, exploiting the indigenous people and whatever. He kind of seemed like a decent dude, wanted to give back. But I don't know what his full story was.
In 1891, he moved from Philadelphia to Chicago and got into business for himself. He had $32 to his name, which equals $931 today. With it, he formed the business to sell Wrigley's scouring soap. Oh. He offered customers small premiums to buy his soap. He started giving them free baking powder, but then the baking powder was more popular than the soap, so he switched to selling baking powder, and with the baking powder, he gave away 2 packages of chewing gum. And again, the chewing gum, the free thing, became the more popular, so he went into the chewing gum business. Played an instrumental role in the development of Santa Catalina Island off the shore of Long Beach. Purchased it in 1919. Wrigley improved the island with public utilities, steamships, a hotel, the casino building.
Also, you know what I was thinking about the whole time? 1919. A guy like Wrigley could come out to SoCal, Los Angeles, Catalina, and open a hotel. He created, Catalina made really good pottery and really famous tile for any architectural people. Catalina tile is very expensive because he realized that tourism wasn't going to keep everyone afloat. He wanted to create jobs on the island, and he essentially mined for stuff, and he also found this clay that was on it and employed 200 people in a factory making tile and dishes and pots and things of that. But
master of the pivot.
I was also, So he was, you've got to be fluid. He was a very fluid guy, selling this and then he gets into that. But also made me also think, remember what California used to be? People come over here and like stake their claim.
Land of opportunity.
He'd just be regulated up the fucking wazoo now. There'd be the Department of whatever. First off, you couldn't just take clay from your island. You'd have to clear it with a whole bunch of bureaucrats, and then there'd be a coastal commission would get involved, and there'd be no jobs for all these fucking people. But he could come over here back then and just build and create things. But sorry, go ahead, Dawson.
Yeah, he mined for the tile. He created the Pebbly Beach Quarry and Tile Plant, creating jobs for the residents. But that also supplied the material to help build his stuff there on the island.
Well, he quarried a lot of those big rocks, big boulders that they use for the breakers and the levees and the whatevers. Like when you're going out from Long Beach or other harbors in there, you'll see the big boulders out there in the ocean. Like I think they mined those from his quarry. But anyway.
In 1916, Wrigley bought a minority stake in the Chicago Cubs as part of a group headed by a former owner of the Federal League's Chicago Whales. Over the next 4 years, as Wiegman, the guy who headed up the buying thing, his lunch counter business declined. He was forced to sell much of his stock in the ball club to Wrigley. And then by 1918, he sold all of his stock to Wrigley, making Wrigley the largest shareholder and principal owner. By 1921, he was the majority owner. Wrigley Field, the Cubs ballpark in Chicago, named for him, the now demolished former home of the Los Angeles Angels of the Pacific Coast League. At the time, the Cubs' top farm team was also called Wrigley Field. And then in 1930, Wrigley gave the Salvation Army use of a 6-story factory building he owned in Chicago to use as a lodging for the unemployed. He donated the building, then called the New Start Lodge, to the Salvation Army outright the following year.
When did he die?
He died in 1929?
32, I think.
1932.
32. Oh.
And he was in
32 years
Phoenix,
old.
Arizona, where he built the Arizona Biltmore Hotel.
Shit.
Yes.
And then he purchased a winter 16,000 square foot winter cottage in Phoenix, and that's where he died.
Got a big place, got a couple of big places on the island. I think his like great grandkids are in there now.
Sure.
Everyone seems to be delightful over there with the Wrigley. So,
Well, and like you said, like he donated this, New Start Lodge for people who needed somewhere to go. And I think we talked about the other day that wasn't part of the deal for him, donating all this land in Catalina, was that they had to leave it alone. He wanted it to be sort of environmentally pristine and not too over.
Yeah, it's not overdeveloped at all. There's really just there's just really the little harbor cities, and then the rest is just untouched. I mean, there's a dirt road that kind of cuts through it, but completely unmolested.
Cool.
So it's cool.
Nice.
And those of you who are thinking about it should get out there.
Gina's got a honeymoon coming.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's beautiful. All right, let's see. We have yes, Gina.
Oh, I saw a movie yesterday, or maybe 2 days ago, that not only I would love to hear, Brian, if you see it, what you think of it, but it made me think of Garrigus so much. There's a new movie on Netflix. My best friend was the makeup head, called Worth.
Oh, Shyster. I've seen that one.
How dare you? It's called Worth. And it's Michael Keaton and Stanley Tucci and Amy Ryan. And it's about the guy who, it's based on a true story, who was called in for the 9/11 Commission to put the monetary value on each person who died for the family.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking about Garrigus because, we've talked about that. And it seemed like almost like, kind of a dirty little secret. But this whole movie, that is what the movie is about. What is the life worth mathematically? And it's really interesting.
Yeah, it is a world that Mark lives in, which is like you go, how can you put a price on a human life? It's like, well, that's what we're doing.
Yes.
Has to be done.
That's what we're doing. And then they go, well, but how can you? And it's like, well,
figure it out.
how much did they earn when they were alive? Yeah. Look, you know how you put a price on a business in generals? You just do, what did it make last year? Made $200,000. All right. We'll give it somewhere between 5 and 10 years, and that's what the business. What do you mean? How do you put a price on?
Yeah.
You just go, how much did it earn in the last tax year? And then we'll go 7.5 times that. That's what the business is worth.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's so impersonal. Yeah, it is. That's their job. They're cutting
That's the
checks for
point.
people who are dead.
And then, of course, I don't know how tightly it sticks to the real guy. But, of course, Michael Keaton learns that it's not just math, and he kind of starts fighting for the little guy a little more. But it's really interesting, and I would recommend it just so you really can learn how they do that.
It is funny when you hear, though, I don't want to sound like my mom, but when you hear about the Indian tribes that lived on the island for, 5,000 years.
Catalina?
Yeah, or anywhere. And then you go, And in 1895, Sir John McNally bought the island from, it's like, bought it from who?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Right. No, not them. He just bought it from somebody.
Yeah. Discovered and bought our gray areas.
He sold it to Wrigley in 1919 for the tiny sum of $3 million. I was like, well, what about the 2,000 people that were living on the island for 5,000 years? Like, nope. They don't count.
Don't often make their way into the history books.
That's right. All right. So there's a heartbreak with Max Zapata.
Oh, come on.
He was the victim of a crime.
What? Mm-hmm. Shrimp tail related?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I went to Napa over the weekend with Jen. We went to Bottle Rock.
So jealous.
Yeah, it was really cool. And that we flew in and out of Oakland. So we were on our way back to Oakland with my friend Sam, who played at Bottle Rock, and his fiance.
Wow.
And we decided, okay, before our flight, we have some time. Let's go get a bite, grab some drinks, and we went to Jack London Square in Oakland.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. They have like this old Jack London bar, like the oldest bar in California, almost. I think it is. And anyway, we park the car, we get the drinks, we come back an hour later, and we come back, and my back windshield, or actually Sam's fiance's back windshield, is broken.
Oh no, that's like the
Yeah.
entire back windshield.
Yeah. And then we walk up to it. I look inside, and all my stuff is gone. My backpack with my laptop.
Chris, I
iPad,
feel like this always happens to
everything.
you.
And then my duffel bag, all my clothes. So it was kind of interesting walking through the airport with nothing on me.
Oh my God.
Rich man, poor man.
Yeah.
And whatever they got, what is the street value of the
Couple hoodies.
7-year-old computer and the hoodies and the socks? You know what I mean? Or the
Worth
whatever.
much more to him.
Oh, of course.
Well, yeah, and they took Sam's fiance's camera as well. So they had all that. And but it had all my hard drives and files.
If I know the Bay Area, I'm surprised because they just came out with a news story of paying criminals not to shoot
That's
people. Look, let's face it, they bust all your shit open, they get all your stuff. It's worth a hit of crack to them. I mean, it's nothing. Maybe the entire contents they get $40 for or something like that. But for you, if you were offered it back to you for $100, it'd be the best $100 you've ever spent in your life, right?
I put out messages like for the iPad to show up. Like,
I'm surprised
please call this number. I'd fly out.
I'm surprised the Bay Area hasn't have some like pilot program where thieves can sell shit back to the owners.
Ransom?
You know what I mean?
Ransomware,
We won't call it ransom, but I just mean it's worth much more to you.
Yeah.
They were going to get $40 selling it to their fence. Now they can get $150.
As the previous owner, you get first option to buy.
That's right. First
And you
refusal.
get your computer back.
I know it's just such a hassle to get all. I mean, it had my contact lenses in there, my glasses, it's all the stuff that's like my in-ears like that were molded to my ear. Yeah, so it's just like this stuff. It doesn't have any resale value
Didn't
to
this
anybody else.
happen like fairly recently to you, or at least maybe to the show? Didn't we get like a bunch of shit stolen?
Somebody broke into the other shop and stole a bunch of camera stuff and lenses and stuff like the same thing. Just throw a boulder, throw a brick through the window and climb in. It's just, look, it's going to happen. And by the way, I don't know if you even spoke to the police because the police are just like, yeah, good luck. Adios.
Yeah,
You'll
that's
never
where-
see any of this stuff again.
That's where we're at right now, but the insurance companies are talking to us.
With
so hopefully.
with the tracking technology on the laptop, is there any hope of identifying where that is?
I hope so. I mean, they'd have to connect to Wi-Fi on it, but and the iPad too. But if they turn it on and connect it to Wi-Fi, I'll get an alert.
Well, Chris, I want to make sure I do this on record. It is a shame that you had Jen's very expensive ring in there.
Yeah.
And it is a shame you had all of your grandmother's jewelry. And I hope that
gotta
is all
replace that. Good luck.
compensated.
She
Yeah.
was
Surprised they
Tony.
don't run away with all the gold bars in there.
That's
yeah.
right.
I'm also thinking, like, mechanically, as I said to Chris, in a weird way, it's tough with an SUV these days because your backpack and all your junk is in the boot,
Yeah.
and they see it, they take it. Now, everyone will say, well, you never leave your laptop or your backpack on your passenger seat. You wouldn't leave your purse on your
Right,
passenger
never.
seat, sadly, but you get your window busted. But in an SUV, I feel like everything is visually there.
It's all there.
And we're going to have to, the trunk, you're good. Out of sight, out of mind. I don't know if there's just a spare tire in there or your computer's in there, but you all know that throw the valuables in the trunk, but the SUVs, which are more and more popular, do not have a trunk. I'm wondering if we're going to kind of need a like a lockbox, like if the manufacturers are going to have to start going, you can't just throw all your shit in the back anymore. Something's going to have a lid and a lock on it. Sadly, a lockbox.
A lockbox.
Thank you.
Broad daylight.
All right. Sorry, Max Zapata, for that. I got some hot Love Boat talk.
Oh, good.
I added, Max, I don't know if we found it, but I did add to my list of things I'd like to do. Now we have,
Before you
jump
die. Sure.
Right.
jump into a body water with a knife in my mouth and, have my hands registered in Nevada and be removed from a casino for counting cards, things, have a cape removed from me,
Sure.
things of that nature. I added one today.
I want to hear it.
First, I'll tell you about my Craig Pocket Hole Jig 520 Pro. Easily create perfect, strong pocket hole joints with the Craig Pocket Hole 520 Jig. Most versatile pocket hole jig yet. CraigTool.com is where you go. This thing is a real tool. Believe you me, I know tools, and I love my Craig jig. It's great if you're making stuff in the garage, if you're joining things, if you have to put two pieces of wood together, if you want to make a storage or some cabinetry or something like that. It comes with everything you need, drill driver, and the bits as well, material gauge, also 100 pocket hole screws, and a project plan, just $99.99. And it's available everywhere, Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever you go and get your tools. It's KREGTool.com, right, Dawson?
Now anyone can easily create perfect and strong pocket hole joints with the Craig Pocket Hole Jig 520 Pro. It works with a wide variety and size of material and is great for building all types of indoor and outdoor wood projects. The Craig Pocket Hole Jig 520 Pro comes with everything you need and retails for just $99.99. It's available nationwide at Home Depot, Lowe's, and other home centers, woodworking, and hardware stores. Learn more at CraigTool.com. That's KREG Tool.com.
All right, quick break, and I'm adding to my list. We'll do that right after this. Same that Dr. Bricker, and I know things are a little bit tight for you right now,
this would be
so
really
I
helpful.
told him I sort of reopen the dialogue.
My dad did ask for a loan.
I'll tell you what. I'll have Buzz run the script over to you with
Great.
Did you call my name?
with a bunch of deleted pages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Redacted?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those pages I put the big Sharpie extra.
Oh, one more thing.
Yeah.
When you say that you say, quote, she needs a huge crotch bulge, unquote, do you mean like huge, like obscene? I mean, that were
What is going on?
Let me just pull out 7 of the 49 pages and just bring them over to you. Just sides. I don't want to get you bogged down with dialogue
Okay,
before we hit the set.
I would like to know what the actual story is with my character. I'm not understanding.
A single gal goes onto the boat. My inflection was off on that one. Sorry.
Are you getting sick? You have a
No,
tickle in your
I'm
throat?
sorry. I'm sorry. Single gal?
I have a
hold on. Let me
fisherman's
try
friend
that.
lozenge.
Let me just see if I can power through this
Yeah.
one. Single gal? No, wait.
Why are you
I keep
saying
doing
it
that.
like that?
Let me just mow through it. Single gal.
Okay.
Okay. You come onto the boat.
Yeah.
Gopher recognizes you.
Oh, because I'm a big star.
But he can't place you.
Oh. It's a little insulting, but and I see why you took a
You
pass.
recognize him because you know him from your past.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh.
And the rest is just all in these redacted pages that I'll just keep on under my desk, and then I'll just hand you over some of the beats. Yeah, Buzz.
I got the rest of the script you asked for episode Tranny on the Love Boat. Here you go. Leave it on your desk.
Yeah, there's a...
Okay, hold on a second.
Vic Tadeback plays a transmission repairman who's down on his luck. Buzz, shut the goddamn door and stop coming in here. Sometimes I got to say this to you.
Sorry about that, boss.
Sorry.
I am so confused.
Hmm.
So he sees me. He has something to do with I used to repair his old transmissions.
Oh,
Is
no,
that my secret?
that's a C story arc. That's another story that's
Okay.
Vic Tadeback, or at least he's penciled in, not get into the weeds.
Well, I just want to make sure. Yes, that's important.
Fosse type gown
That
or
was what
Blassie.
Good.
One of them.
Probably
Whoever.
Bill Blass.
Bill Blass. Whoever, not the wrestler,
Not
but
Bob.
whoever designs the stuff for Cher.
Oh, My
That's who
idol.
you're going to be wearing.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so
until your dick comes out.
I failed to see. Oh, wait a second. I saw that episode with Halston. Am I going to have to interact with him? Because some men make me very nervous.
No. As a matter of fact, there's a whole lawsuit. I don't want to get into that.
Okay.
But he's not welcome back at sea. Let's just.
Oh.
And Warhol's out too.
Oh, good. 'Cause
Right.
some men make me a little nervous. Not my dad, but other men.
This is just you and the Vic Dadeback. But Gopher.
Okay.
These are another story.
Where do I sign?
You know what? Let's save that. Buzz, get in here.
Yes, sir.
How many times I told you?
I thought it was okay.
All right, now listen.
Yes.
Let's get the contracts over to Mackenzie.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's get those signed. And then let's forward the script over to Mackenzie. I know I was saying let's bring the script over to Mackenzie. Yeah, usually.
Okay.
But I'm mixing things up. So
I'm just a lowly agent's assistant, but you often
Buzz,
ask me
get
to
that
tell-
signature.
Okay.
Let's get her all linked in. Favorite nations.
I mean, it sounds
Per diem,
good.
by the way.
What could possibly go wrong?
Get that all set up. And then we'll give her the
Contract
script.
first, signed and delivered, then the script.
Deliver the script once she's on set.
Okay.
I
On
don't
set?
want her getting, these actresses getting all up in their head with all the dialogue before that. I don't want that kind of distraction.
Understood.
How am I supposed to memorize my lines?
Let's give her the script incrementally once she gets on set.
Piecemeal.
You just give her your first
Ooh,
1 through 6
mystery.
pages, give her that.
Okay.
But do not give her the other pages.
Can do, boss.
Let's get that contract signed and seen. All right. So
Buzz, the agent.
Mackenzie was
That's
already
awesome.
at the time struggling with her sexuality enough because of the trauma of her dad.
And also, I feel like it couldn't have been easy to be up every single day next to Valerie Bertinelli, no matter who you are. You could never feel like the pretty girl next to Valerie Bertinelli.
Right. All right. I got to hang up. I got to get on the phone with another one of my actors. We're doing the Linda Tripp story. And I need to stay close, Buzz.
I'm here.
All right. So there's one more scene. Now Gopher's found out.
Oh,
This
does he
was-
go full crying game?
This was cutting edge for 1982.
This is 40 years ago
Yeah.
they filmed this. All right. He's found out.
Yeah.
That was his male roommate
Ray Johnson.
who now became this female passenger.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. We'll play that.
This is
play
important.
that last one. There's Gopher's pouting now.
She could have just easily said yes to being the sister.
Yeah.
That's
This whole
true.
thing could have been very
Mind if I
easily
join you?
resolved.
No, I gotta go on duty though, so I'm gonna have to take off pretty quick.
He's weirded out.
Off pretty quick last night, too.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I guess.
No,
I,
Gopher, really, it's mostly my fault for surprising you like that. But she just kept hounding me.
I'm sorry. I guess I kept hounding you because I thought you looked like someone I used to know.
I am someone you used to know.
Powerful.
Yeah, I guess we have a lot of catching up to do.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go first. Since college, I've had an operation, a sex change.
If you don't want to talk about it, it's okay. I mean, if it's too
Let
difficult,
the music comes in.
I understand. Where'd you go, Sweden?
No, Schenectady. The operation is legal in this country. But you'll never know what I went through before I made my decision. I mean, it was 2 years of therapy, tests, meetings with specialists. Am I keeping you from something?
Heartfelt.
No,
This is
I've got to go to work, and I just.
A very
You know,
special
Gopher, you're
episode.
right. This really is very difficult for me to talk about. But only because it's too difficult for you to listen to.
What do you mean? I'm listening.
Well, it's obvious that I'm embarrassing you.
I'm not embarrassed.
Oh, no? Well, then how come you keep looking around to see if anyone can overhear our conversation?
I'm not doing that. I
Forgive me, Gopher, for taking up your time. I mean, I really thought I could hang on to some of my old friends.
Obviously.
Wrong, though.
First time I've seen him in
It's a
20
new
years.
life, and I guess I have to wipe the slate clean. It's funny, though. You're one of the few I would have guessed who could have handled it.
Gopher's weirded out,
You
but
know
he's
what
doing some soul searching.
You know what I think I noticed? And then Kaylee may have to rewind to halfway through or towards the first third. But did she kind of stop saying when she did sex change, the sex change, and he kind of jumped in? I wonder if the network censors wouldn't let her say sex change.
I don't know.
Because she
The whole
kind of
episode is
stopped
about a
her.
sex change.
True, but I wonder if saying the word was too much.
Interesting.
This is, like I said, when they have the white man who falls for the black woman, and they go to the railing for the
hug. A
romantic scene.
hug.
They hug it out. They can't kiss.
This is the new bar for Love Boat clips, Adam.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
How
Good luck to you. Seriously.
know.
This is
I mean-
insane. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I learned just now a line from the Love Boat that I'm going to use in my regular life. This is really hard for me to talk about, but maybe because it's really hard for you to hear.
I don't know how we're going to top this.
Well, there it is.
That
40 years ago.
I feel like we have to retire Love Boat clips.
Yeah, dude, you have to move on. That's
Sex. I know.
the bar's high.
That was awesome.
I know. As I was watching it, like you were watching it, I was like, oh, it's always she was a prostitute.
Yeah.
Now she's gone. She's found Jesus, and he knows her past.
Yeah.
It's all that.
No, this was This was a very special episode.
Very special. All right, let's see. Seggie from Straight No
Seggie. We
love
Seggie.
Seggie.
Sorry, Seggie from Straight No Chaser wants to pull the balls in KC.
Oh.
Mackenzie Phillips just had her balls pulled off. Now we go to Seggie.
on.
Seggie,
Yes, sir.
what's going on, man?
Not much. How you doing?
Good. How's Straight No Chaser doing? Are you guys playing? Are you touring? Are you out on the road?
Yeah. So actually, I'm looking to pull balls Friday in Royal Oak because I'm coming to the show on my way to the airport, catching a flight for a quick East Coast tour that we're doing starting this Saturday.
Oh.
Wow.
Straight No Chaser acapella band. Been in here a few times.
The best.
Absolutely amazing. Oh, all right. So he doesn't, Max Zapata, want to pull him in KC?
Okay, well that's even better.
Was that info on your computer?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, come on.
He told me. We had a little bit of a quandary here because Seggie wanted to pull them, and then also Adam wanted to, and they were both supposed to want to pull them in KC, but Seggie wants to pull them in
Royal Oak.
Royal Oak.
All right.
Oh, good. Oh, that'll be fun. Hey, how are you at singing on your own?
Impossible.
I don't know. I'll let an audience be the judge of that, but I've been known to sing alone from time to time.
Oh, modest.
You know the Love Boat theme?
I could learn it by Friday.
Please. I would like a little bit. Love, exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you. Except for Gopher, because now his roommate's a she.
I feel like Seggie, you know the Bosom Buddies theme, right?
I don't know that one. We have done several different sitcom medleys,
I thought that was one of them.
but I think most
I'm
of
sorry.
them are like late 80s.
No, that was my fault. I meant Perfect Strangers.
Yes,
That's what I meant.
We of course do Perfect
They do,
Strangers.
and it's
With
great.
Balky?
Yeah, and it's when they do it, it's fantastic.
Do you do the Facts of Life?
Seggie?
We used to, yeah. That was in the original iteration of our sitcom medley. That was in there for sure.
And there's multiple versions.
The guy you used to hate you date. I guess it's time to investigate
That's the Molly
Facts of Life.
Ringwald time. That's the older one.
All right, so you want to go to Royal Oak and you want to get up there and pull balls over there before you guys head off on your tour.
Yes, sir. And I think I've got a contender to add to your list of things you want to do. Evade someone by jumping off a bridge and either landing on a passing cargo ship or cargo truck and landing safely and getting out of there unseen.
Always good.
I will add that. Yeah, they always do that part where the guy, he jumps off the bridge, he lands on top of the 18-wheeler, and then in the next scene, they're just going down a highway and he's riding shotgun an 18-wheeler. And the guy's like going, hey, Merle, I want to thank you. It was a close call. But they never show the scene where he has to climb off the top of an 18-wheeler and in through the window of a cab. And by the way, most of those guys have shotguns on them. I feel like they just go full Mad Max on you. They saw some guy just walking along the top of their 18-wheeler.
That's actually the hard part.
Yeah. Seggie, we'll see you in Royal Oak then. But be prepared
Sounds
with
good.
the Love Boat.
I'm looking forward to it.
And one or the other version of Facts of Life.
You got it. Not a
Thanks.
problem.
All right. We also have then Adam. Well, this is going to work out for KC. Adam, you want to pull some balls in KC?
Hi, guys.
Hi, Guy.
I would love to pull some balls in Kansas City. Hey, I've been listening since 2009, guys, so it's surreal to talk to you guys today. All Gina, Adam. I got to say, Gina, Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
Go get you.
It's good to, Rock Chalk Jayhawk. It's good to hear your voice and know that I've got this Kansas and KC connection.
That's right.
For so long.
Hey, I know you offered us some tickets to the home opener, which is very generous and exciting. I realize we got to come back and do a podcast on Sunday. So, and we wouldn't be able to, I checked the flights and we wouldn't get out of there until 11 o'clock at night and land here at 3 in the morning or whatever. It's going to be a cluster F. But I appreciate that very generous offer you made to us, Adam.
No, you're welcome. Well, the offer stands. So if you make it back to Kansas City and you want to go to a game, you gotta experience Arrowhead. You got to see Patrick Mahomes live. He's simply the best. He's great athlete. Really got screwed in that Super Bowl. Made some good passes. Had a few touchdowns dropped. What's KC? What are they? 4.5-point favorite or something going into that game? The spreads are, I don't know. No one knows what the spreads are. I mean, they're spreads for games. So I just mean no one knows how good everyone is. KC's good. They're at home. They're playing the Browns, I think, right?
Oh, they got to be at least 4.5.
Yeah. Maybe 6.5.
Maybe 5.
Browns are pretty good these days.
Browns are scrappy.
What is, do we know the spread of that game, Adam?
I don't know the spread of the game, but I mean, the Browns are definitely, they're a young, up-and-coming team.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield's good. Yeah, they're definitely Chubb, the running back's good. Like, they should be good. I am 5.5, something like that. I don't know. It's weird because it's like KC went to the Super Bowl, but they had such a lackluster Super Bowl. I wonder if that carries over. Well, we'll find it. All right, up on stage you shall be on
5.5.
5.5? Yeah. All right, seems about right. By the way, I would like KC in that game at 5.5. The question is, do you think KC is going to win at home by a touchdown, essentially? And I think the answer would be yes.
I like KC in that game.
Thanks, Adam. We'll see you Saturday night.
Okay, thanks, guys.
And no tomahawk chop in the stadium.
Are they not allowed?
I feel like that was one of the news stories the last couple months.
It was, but it's hard to regulate the tomahawk chop.
Well, if they're trying to do the wave, then they're going to try to do the chop.
I concur. I think there's going to be some tomahawking going on. An effort and precision into an ass cheek tattoo than they do to the one on their face. It's like a lot of face tattoos I'm seeing these days. Pretty haphazard.
Just
you know what I mean?
across.
Like if you're giving me an ankle tattoo, I'm like, dude, knock yourself out. But I got socks.